Let's start the service today with a song. If you'll rise in body or spirit, it's number 360 in the gray hymnal, Here We Have Gathered. Seated. And yes, here we have gathered today at the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Venice. We're so delighted you have chosen to join us this morning, and those who are watching on YouTube, welcome, and we hope you enjoy our service. My name is Dave Lyon, and I will be your worship associate this morning. Here at UCOB, as we call it, we have no creed, but we do have a covenant where we have agreed to treat each other with kindness and respect. Our covenant states that we declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. All are welcome here. We welcome whoever you are, whomever you chose to love, wherever you are on your journey. We bid you welcome. Welcome to church today. And speaking of welcoming, do we have any guests or visitors or first or second time people that are brave enough to raise a hand and tell us your name and where you're from? Wait for a microphone here.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Malkasian. My shy wife right here is Jean. We're so pleased to be here. We just moved into Venice on the Isle a couple of months ago. I know there are a lot of folks from Voti here. Originally Bostonians, but we lived up the road a few miles in Osprey for 25 years. Went by this building, I don't know how many hundreds of times on my way to tennis down south. Thank you very much.
Hello. My name is Lil Hip, very short and quick, and I live in Venice. This is my first time here, and I live in Hidden Lakes, which is on Jacaranda and 75. So thank you.
Any others? Well, thank you for coming today. We hope you enjoy it and hope you returned. Whoops, they're pointing to somebody here.
Somebody here.
Okay. If you'd like to learn more about us, please check out our Facebook page and our website at uucov.org. There's a lot of information about who we are, what we do, a lot of pictures, a lot of color, a lot of pizzazz. It's a lot of information there. Announcements. The memorial service for Don Kortzel is next Saturday, the 12th, at 2 o'clock at Jacaranda Trace on the second floor. Also, Meatless Monday is tomorrow at 5 over in Waters Hall. Postcard writing, they're going to continue that to get out the vote, to remind people to register to get a mail ballot. And that'll happen right after the service over in Waters Hall, and there's some on the welcome table to take home. And trivia night is coming up on the 14th in the sanctuary. There's a sign-up sheet for that out there. That ought to be quite popular. And then Marcia has an announcement.
I just wanted to especially highlight next Sunday's service. It's always a great time to bring guests, but this especially because it's a special musical presentation by Carlos Trapp. Some of us got to hear him here a few months ago. It's the history of African American music. It's going to be almost an entire program of music. A wonderful time to bring a guest.
Okay, now's the time to check your cell phones and make sure that they're silenced so we don't have any interruptions during the service. We light this chalice to find inner peace, love for each other, and faith in ourselves. Also to be welcoming to whomever we meet, and kind to all living creatures. So gather around this light of hope as we share this time together. Thank you, Nancy. It was beautiful. I chose a responsive reading today by Reverend Susan Frederick Gray, who is our most recent past president of the UUA, who I was fortunate enough to have lunch with in Columbus, Ohio, as she was running the campaign to be elected president. and I got to know her a little bit, but anyway, that's another story for another time. So I will read the leader portion, and you can read the congregation portion. We know that hurt moves through the world, perpetrated by action, inaction, and indifference. Our values call us to live in the reality of the heartbreak of our world, remembering that we who are Unitarian Universalists not only affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, we also affirm the inherent wholeness of every being, despite apparent brokenness. We know that things break or break down. Promises, friendship, sobriety, hope, communication. This breaking happens because our human hearts and our very institutions are frail and imperfect. We make mistakes. Life is messy.
No one is outside the circle of love.
With compassion as our guide, we seek the well-being of all people. We seek to dismantle the systems of oppression that undermine our collective humanity. We believe that we're here to guide one another toward love.
No one is outside the circle of love.
No matter how fractured or once were, we can make whole people of ourselves. We are whole at our core because of this great, unnameable, sometimes inconceivable love in which we live.
No one is outside the circle of love.
Now, if you'd rise in body or spirit, we're going to sing hymn number 318, We Would Be One. 2 verses. Thank you. You can be seated. Well, it's time for our offering. Giving is a sacred practice. When you give to your church, you also receive. And as usual, here at UCOB, our offering words are offered with levity, because giving should always happen with a smile. So here we go. 3 boys are in the schoolyard bragging about their fathers. The first boy says, "My dad scribbles a few words on a piece of paper. He calls it a poem," and they give him $50. The second boy says, "That's nothing. My dad scribbles a few words on a piece of paper. He calls it a song," and they give him $100. The third boy says, "I got you both beat. My dad scribbles a few words on a piece of paper. He calls it a sermon, and it takes 8 people to collect all the money. Well, we don't have 8 ushers, but we do have 2, and they each have 2 baskets. So the morning's collection will now be taken and gratefully received. Thank you so much for your generosity and all you do to sustain the life and the mission of this congregation. It's time for our celebrations and sorrows. A church is not a building, but the people. We come together to share our laughter and our tears. If you can raise a hand and a microphone will be brought with you if you have a celebration, a joy, a sorrow, a milestone in your life, or something you'd like to share with the congregation.
Hello, we're the Killians, and we come now and then. Sorry, but we love being here when we get here. Robert started a festival with the Unitarians in Monmouth County, New Jersey, 50 years ago this year. Wow. So we're traveling up, and it went from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Asbury Park, New Jersey, but this is the 50th festival. And Unitarians in Monmouth County helped him start it and helped him do the books and develop the nonprofit status. It's a Clearwater Incorporated sloop club. And so we're going this year for that big milestone in Robert's life.
Good morning, I'm Dick Smith, and Barbara and I celebrated our 67th wedding anniversary yesterday, July 5th. And it's been a very happy 67 years.
Anybody else?
I think Jane has a message.
I got a message the other day that Hector is home from the hospital. So remember, he had all this terrible stuff. They thought they were going in for a stent and a whatever, and they had 3 major arteries to take care of. But I'm here too for another reason, because today is the first Sunday of the month, and it's also birthday Sunday. We had so many this year this month, that are on our July list. Is there anybody else here that you don't see your name on there? Yours? Okay. July 1. July 1. Well, I hope it was a happy one. That's Pamela. That's Pam Palmer. But one thing I want to do is I want to cover up a little mistake we made in June. Dale Povenmire on June 6th was not recognized, and he celebrated his 95th birthday. Let's have a special message, special greeting. all of these things that you see, Barb Gundy, Barb, I think you're here. Great to celebrate you. Donna, you're here, and Charles, you're here. That's great. The Morrisons, there's both Joel and Bev Morrison have a birthday in the same month. John Spitzer, I know you're here. Pat Wellington, I know you're celebrating from afar, as are some of the other ones. So after service, we have our birthday table. So come and share cake and ice cream with us. Nancy?
Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear lovelies. Happy birthday, Thank you very much. Thank you. One more over here. Oh, another one.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm Eddie, your IT guy. My celebration is I'm going to have 2 weeks off, guys. This gentleman back here, Mike, is going to help us out, and he's doing a great job. Also, to bring up the birthdays, happy birthday to my wife this month, and my mother, and every happy birthday to all you guys. So hopefully I'll see you in 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks from now. All right, thanks.
July is a big month. May the gratitudes and celebrations among us this day become a blessing to us all. May the concerns and sorrows of those be shared in all our hearts. A burden shared is a load lightened. For the meditation today, I've chosen the following. Spirit of love, God of many names, we enter into this time of centering and sensory reflection. Let us shake out our arms and hands and rest them by our side. Let us shake out our legs and feet and plant them on the floor. Let us stretch our heads high. Let us take a deep breath of thankfulness. Let us feel the world around us. In our imagination, let us experience the wind that cools us, the sun that warms us, and the rain that nourishes the earth and cleanses us all. The beauty of life is all around us. Let us softly say, each in our own way, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, nature. Thank you, world. And may we smile in delight. Let's spend a moment in silent thought, meditation, or prayer. It's time to move on to our speaker for the day. Her name is Sandy Keith. She has been a residential real estate broker and resided in Osprey since 1994. She and her husband Lloyd raised 2 daughters and owned a community association management company in Osprey, which they managed for 30 years. Sandy represented their business in the Osprey-Nokomis Chamber of Commerce and has been on their board of directors since 2018. Shortly after retiring, Sandy felt a strong need to volunteer for a local charitable organization. As a Chamber of Commerce board member, she remembered they would often support and promote the needs of Good Sam Health Services. Initially, she ventured onto their website and read all about the organization, which touched her heart. Further personal interest and curiosity led her to volunteer for the clinic once a week in the latter part of 2022. She learned as much as she could about the role of Good Sam Health Services plays in our community, helping the needs of those without health insurance. In January 23, her journey with Good Sam as a volunteer board member began, and today Sandy is now serving as president of Good Sam. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Sandy Keith.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and it's so nice to see so many cheery faces on a holiday weekend. Glad you're here, staying home, I imagine, rather than traveling amongst all the craziness that is going on in the airports these days. So we, Good Samaritan Pharmacy and Medical Clinic, are extremely grateful for the support that your organization has, your congregation has been providing us over the last several years. As Dave mentioned, am rather new to the organization, but George, maybe some of you have been here in the past when our past president, George, came and presented. He's been a volunteer for over 15 years, and we have several that have been with the organization for that length of time. So I am definitely a newbie. Just want to remind people what our mission statement is. Our mission is to provide free medication and medical services to uninsured, financially needy members of our community, so as to positively affect their health and quality of life. In the qualifications for being a recipient at the clinic/pharmacy, they need to meet 300% of the poverty level, and that's not too hard to do. That's, for 100%, that's $7.50 an hour for one person. So for 300%, it's about $17 an hour for one person, just to put it in perspective. So there's a lot of people that fall under that, considering we have a minimum wage that is a far cry from $17 per hour. But on top of that, they cannot have existing insurance. In other words, they can't be on Medicare or be receiving health insurance from an employer. Nonetheless, in light of the times with the Affordable Care Act that came into play, there's still a huge gap of people that do not have or cannot afford health insurance. So we are filling that gap, and we have been blessed to have a major support. Now, the chart that Catherine, and let me just introduce Catherine Fitzpatrick. She is she's not my Vanna White. She is, in fact, she's been a volunteer longer than I have, but her role has been the website master. She's put together our website, which I encourage you to look at, goodsamrx.org. We just updated, and we're very grateful for her skills in that regard. It's essential to have that kind of ability for you to find out more about us, so I encourage you to go there. But we've put together some numbers that are on there. Is that the chart for the donations? Yes. So the majority, well, let me just state, we do not receive any federal funding. And so for that, we stand alone, and we have been standing alone. So we're not looking at losing funds as so many other nonprofits are. But we do rely a large percentage on grants that we write to various organizations. Our community, we are so blessed to have so many warm-hearted and caring people like yourselves. Individuals are an important part of our proceeds for helping the organization run. But we also do reach out to the various foundations in town. There's several golf course communities that have their foundations that are established: Plantation Golf and Country Club, Venice Golf and Country Club, Venice Yacht Club, each has foundations. And then, of course, individuals. And if you donate to us online, it can be matched by Flanzer, the Flanzer organization. So it not only is doubled, but we also have an anonymous contributor who will triple your donation. So we're very grateful for that. So in 2024, with the generous support of donors and volunteers, we were able to provide life-saving services and medications to over 1,232 people for client visits in 2024. Now we have a program that's called Patient Assistance Program, and many people that need medications, they can get it for free from various pharmaceutical organizations. Let me just list a few you may be familiar with that provide free medication: are Novo Nordisk, AZ&Me, BI Cares, Sanofi, Teva Cares, Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, Bristol Myers. Those are just a few, and we help the clients fill out the paperwork, because, as you know, any paperwork for an application that can be very complex in detail, and especially if it has to be done online. So we do assist with not only helping fill the application out and making sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, but submitting it to the pharmaceutical organization and then processing it and making sure that the medication then gets either delivered to the person or they come in and they pick it up. So we're really grateful for the cooperation of pharmaceutical industries, who can get a bad name, with the greed that goes on in out of our pocketbooks for medications. But on that note, we have filled over 4,800 prescriptions in 2024, and of those, the value was over $670,000. So it's huge, and your help is essential. We also we benefit from the support of an organization called Direct Relief. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it, but they actually acquire overflow from organizations, and then they send us boxes of proceeds, which are over-the-counter items. Be it Band-Aids or toothpaste or toothbrushes or skincare, things that are over the counter that are costly for each of us. So our clients come into the clinic, and they can come back when they receive their medications, and they can pick out 5 items that are free to them on each visit, which again, they're blessed and we are blessed in being able to help them in that way. I have in the back a list of essential over-the-counter items that we go through on a regular basis, and if any of you would like to take one, or preferably take a picture of it, and then bring some by to the clinic is in Nokomis, and Nokomis on 41, right behind the Groovy Groomer. So if you know where the Groovy Groomer is, it's 41 just past Goodwill on the east side of 41 as you're going north from here. And as I said, right behind Groovy Groomer, which Grotto is the cross street there in front of Sorrento, the Sorrento community. So Direct Relief has donated us the equivalent of nearly $50,000 worth of items for our clients. So our clientele growth is what is requiring us to continue to need more and more help. As I said, we don't rely on any federal funds. We don't have any given income coming in. We have to go out and solicit it, whether it be grants or whether it be just people's hearts feeling the desire to help with the organization. But we had from 2023 to 2024 a growth of 135% in clientele. In total client visits, from 23 to 24, we went from 900 visits to over 1,200 visits. And the total number of PAPs, Patient Assistant Program applications that we filled out over 1,600 in 2023, and in 2024 we filled out over 1,900. So the realizing 1,900 applications, and we are a total volunteer organization. We have one paid employee, that's Ludus Serenalis, and she is a full-time employee, and we have one very, very part-time employee that is our pharmacist. Otherwise, it's all volunteers. And as I said, Catherine is a volunteer. She was always behind the scenes, and she's just started to come into the office recently and helping out. On Tuesdays is the day that we actually have the pharmacy open, when the pharmacist is there, and that's when clients then come and pick up their prescriptions that they have called in to have filled. And then also on Wednesdays, she helps with advocacy, and advocacy is helping fill that paperwork out. And we have receptions. So we always need volunteers. If anybody is feeling a heart for wanting to find something to do in their spare time, it's so close. It's in Nokomis. And we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're closed on Thursdays, because on Thursdays we go into Newtown and we actually carry with us all the prescriptions we'd filled for North Sarasota County. And we have people come to the library, Newtown Library, and pick them up. And then Friday we're open as well. So we need receptionists to answer the phone, and there's always something that can be done. So again, if you have a heart for that and wanting to give back of your time, please come check us out. And certainly feel free to look us up on the internet, on the website, so you can be familiar with what it is that we do, because you're supporting us and we're very grateful for that. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am.
How far do you reach out? Is it North Sarasota?
So she asked how far we reach out, which is a great question. The part of the mission of this nonprofit was to provide for the services of Central Sarasota County. So as you may or may not know, Osprey is like the heart of Sarasota County. If you look at a map, Osprey, Nokomis is centrally located. So we cover the entire county, but honestly, the majority of our clientele are servicing the needs of people that live in this area, this proximity, because we have a bus stop right in front of us. So we have people that come up from South Venice, and we have people that then go to the Newtown Clinic on Thursdays. And we are also associated with Sarasota Memorial Hospital, who has a Newtown Clinic where people go and then they become our clients for the providing their pharmacy needs. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, does Good Samaritan serve undocumented immigrants?
Yes.
Great. Thank you.
My question has to do with what the demographic of your clientele is. Who are your people? Who are your clients? In other words, where do you find your clients? I can see everything that you do for them, but I'm not familiar with them. So help me get to know who they are.
Right. Well, let me, I overlooked, and I know that Dave asked for a testimony. Let me take this opportunity to read a testimony, and then to, in answering your question, they're everyday people, but we do service homeless. We do service people who are struggling to maintain their home. We do not service children, because there's children's kid care, or there's a program in place for children. But it's adults, men and women, that are uninsured. So there's no restrictions. And as far as people coming into our facility that aren't just calling in and having someone, disabled people, so sometimes we have parents that come in to pick up for young adults who are not able to drive, but black, white, and from every cultural background. It's not, there's no discrimination in terms of what you look like or where you come from, but as I said, we do not service children because they're provided a service through a state-run program. Can I read this testimony, and then I will be happy to answer your questions. So this is one of the gentlemen who was in our office recently. Catherine and I were there, and he was going on about how grateful he was for the people that were helping him, and everybody does greet with gratitude and kindness in our organization. So, dear Good Samaritan Clinic and Pharmacy, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you folks do. I don't make much money, and insurance is basically impossible to afford. While I try to stay healthy, issues with high blood pressure concerns me. I am put at ease with Good Sam on my side. The doctors who volunteer are kind, patient, professional, helping me keep the right treatments that keep my blood pressure at the rate of a person half my age. They even go the extra mile and check other possible issues my body may have. I have access to tests and procedures that I wouldn't even consider in an effort to help me be the best I can. Not only that, but the pharmacy helps me with free prescriptions. That's a major blessing for those having a hard time affording the ever-increasing costs associated with medicine these days. Further, the staff and volunteers are always kind and supportive of everyone seeking health assistance. The atmosphere when I walk in on Wednesday afternoons or even other days is always warm and welcoming, which helps me and the others be at ease. In short, I feel blessed that I found Good Sam years ago. So thank you, and bless all of you for all you do for myself and the community. Sincerely, William C. Yes, ma'am.
I don't have a question. I just want to give a thank you. Through my work through Sarasota County Libraries, I knew we answered the phone calls, and I knew that the patrons would sometimes call and say, when is this at the Betty J. Johnson Library, North Sarasota Library? And so I learned of it that way, and now you've filled in some of the gaps. And so just thank you. I know it's been an essential service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that. Encouraging.
We've given birthday fundraiser money to nonprofits, the both of us and other friends. I'm wondering if Facebook birthday fundraiser would be able to reach you next event. I think you have to register, but then people, when you have a birthday on Facebook and everybody's saying happy birthday, you say, you know, in lieu of a card or a present, would you donate something to this? And actually, Family Promise of South Sarasota got $200 for my last birthday.
Awesome.
And Robert has done it, and other people I know. So if you want to look into that,
Thank you.
Easy money. It takes about 6 weeks to get to you, but you get it.
Thank you.
So the people at home can hear.
We love networking, and
I'm not as
that's
quick
grateful
as-
for that suggestion.
I'm not as quick on my feet as I used to be.
Hi, as we know, the great big, beautiful bill has been passed. And my question is, now that Medicaid will be cut, SNAP will be cut, what are you doing to prepare for it? It's gonna be crazy.
Yes.
Thank you.
So we do, on a regular basis, work with people who are in between once they retire and once they qualify for Social Security and then qualify for Medicare while they're waiting for Medicare or waiting for Medicaid, come in and receive our services. And then we do help them with that process as well so that they can fill those applications out. But sometimes they don't qualify, so then they stay in our client as a part of our clientele. So we anticipate it to be a greater surge of qualified people that will be losing Medicaid, which have become qualified, to being disqualified. And so we need more volunteers. There's no question about it. We probably will have more hours to need to stay open in order to accommodate these needs. And let me tell you another very exciting forthcoming progress, change in our organization. There is an organization called Laurel Civic Association. Are you familiar with that locally? And are you familiar with the Center for Empowerment, which is being proposed to be built on Laurel Road here, across from the Laurel Nokomis Elementary School? Well, it's to house Family Promise and another half dozen organizations, and we are one of those organizations. So we are looking forward to transitioning. It'll probably be in a year and a half because there's lots of funds that need to be raised, and once again, this has sort of stepped us back with where the available funds are. But that facility will be very visible on Laurel Road. We're also communicating with Sarasota Memorial because we know that we often have clientele come from the emergency room who do not have health insurance, and they're referred to us as another source of clientele that come to us for follow-up care because we have a free medical clinic on Wednesday nights and for filling their prescriptions. But we're looking forward to that opportunity. Yes, ma'am.
How do people in the community learn of your services?
Well, our website, if you have the internet, the website is the best place to go, but I also have brochures out front, and it's talking to people about it. It's sharing. That's why we come and we love this opportunity to be face-to-face with large groups so that we can get the word out, and you in turn can talk with people about it. So all they have to do is get the phone number and call us, and we can determine with some quick questions as to whether they qualify or not. And we help with, it's a very simple application process. So if you have somebody that you have in mind that maybe qualify, give them our phone number and have them call us.
My question is about those that will be serviced by your efforts. How do they learn about the possibility of getting this help?
It really is word of mouth in our, within the community. We are not anywhere beyond Sarasota County. We're not a nationwide organization. We don't have we don't have a huge number of resources. We don't have a marketing director. As I said, we have one executive director. We lease our space. So it's word of mouth. It really is through testimonies and sharing. Those of you who run across people who may have a need, sharing this opportunity with them. When we go and make presentations at organizations that support us, it's always helpful for you to turn around and share it with your friends and neighbors when they indicate that they're struggling. That's who we want to help. Anyone else?
One more question. Did you have?
Yes.
Wait for the microphone if you would, so people at home can hear you.
I just want to say I'll make sure all this information is available on our website and our Facebook.
Yeah, the website's up there. Yes.
You talked about your prescription services, your pharmacy, but what other health services do you provide? I wasn't clear about if people have to come in with their prescriptions from other doctors, Or do they come in with an illness, or how does that work?
Okay, so Wednesday night is the night that our medical clinic is open. And we have, as far as volunteers, we're always looking for retired nurses or working nurses, retired doctors or working doctors, retired pharmacists or working pharmacists that are still licensed in the state of Florida. And on Wednesday evening is when our doctors who volunteer are on hand, and that's when we schedule the clinic visits. So clients we do have walk-ins, so they can walk in any Wednesday evening, but it is only Wednesdays that our clinic is open. That clinic then can provide referrals for tests. We have, as I said, a relationship with Sarasota Memorial's Newtown Clinic, and so people, if need be, can have lab tests done for free, x-rays. We have a testimony of a person whose breast cancer was discovered, and we actually were able to provide them with all the necessary cancer treatment for free that they went through and has, put that in remission. So it's right now just one night a week that we have the clinic open. And if somebody is in need of seeing a doctor, they'll call ahead and we put them on the schedule. Does that answer your question?
Partly. Yeah,
Go ahead.
Of the days that, do I have to have my own prescription? So I go to the doctor?
So your prescriptions come either from your doctor, and then that doctor emails or faxes them to our pharmacist. So we are a legal pharmacy, and that's how the prescriptions come to her, just like they would be referred from the hospital or referred from Newtown Clinic or your own doctor. As long as you're qualified, you could use your own doctor, and yet you could have a free doctor. So it just depends.
I want to say one thing to the rest of us. Unitarians don't have very many rules, but the one rule is talk in the microphone, because we broadcast this and we record this, and people somewhere else are going to try to listen. Thank you.
Catherine, did you have anything you want to add? Yeah, we always have volunteers in training, and I'm grateful for Catherine being here with me. Okay, yeah.
Just Newtown Clinic, which is associated with Sarasota Memorial, their doctors there fax us prescriptions every day, 20, 30 a day. Some of them we fill out paperwork so that the patient can get approved for free medication from Johnson & Johnson or a big pharmaceutical like diabetes, insulin medication. We process that paperwork if it's an ongoing medication and it's very expensive. Otherwise, our pharmacy carries, just about anything that needs to be prescribed, whether it's a prescription from a patient who has not even seen our doctor, but they come in, they qualify, they have a prescription from perhaps their own doctor, or they saw somebody at Sarasota Memorial at their clinic. So we get the prescriptions from a lot of different sources. They don't have to see our doctor to get them, but they can if they need to. Okay?
I have one final comment. Sorry, Dave. I just want to point out, we service people who have heart conditions. Diabetes is a huge one. You know how expensive insulin is. So these PAP applications, these patient assistant programs, for the most part, are insulin and pens. They have to go pay for pens too, the needles. And then, of course, cholesterol, high blood pressure, the things that the common aging or struggling people are put on by our doctors in need are the same needs that these people have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a great presentation. What a wonderful organization. And please accept this as a token of our appreciation for your organization.
Thank you so much.
We extinguish this flame, but not, getting a lot of smoke. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our heart until we are together again. Please rise in body or spirit, and we'll sing number 123, Spirit of Life. Just a quick announcement, they do have a Good Sam little contribution box out there on the welcome table if anybody is so moved to give them a token of your appreciation for being here today and the great work that they do. Love is the spirit of this congregation. May the songs we sing celebrate this love. May the lives we lead embody this spirit. May you all go forth in peace.